Okay, Johnny, this one's got your number on it. Let's jam.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back again to another episode of CinemaJam Podcast, a podcast where two friends get together to talk about movies, review movies, and basically share our thoughts and our analysis with you, our viewers. I want to remind everyone that CinemaJam Podcast is available in all the main streaming platforms and social media networks. We're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, Facebook, and you can also find us on Spotify. So please follow us, like us, subscribe, and share your comments, your feedback. Both Sebastian and myself, we're always looking for your comments to improve and make our podcast even better. And with that, just a quick intro. This is Pablo Velez, as usual, from Montreal, Canada, and I got my good friend Sebastian Gomez from Austin, Texas. Hi, Sebas.
Hello, Pablo. Surviving a flu. So if everyone hears our voices a little bit different, that's the reason.
Yeah,
But I'm very excited to be talking about these two classic movies.
Yeah, even though we're like, I don't know how many thousand of miles or kilometers apart, we both got under the weather at the same time. So it's an unfortunate coincidence, but nonetheless, as I was saying, we're both very excited to do our episode today. So this is the time of the week where we do what we call CinemaJam Versus. Basically, is us selecting two movies that either share the same topic, the same genre, or the same subject matter, or in this case, as we'll see for today, basically an original movie and its remake, and we want to put those two movies to a series of battle rounds to see what movie comes up first.
And today we're going to be going back way back. We're talking about a movie from 1954, The Seven Samurai from Akira Kurosawa. 1960 with the Magnificent Seven. We're going way back.
Actually, so as for our viewers, I'm curious to know why did you choose these two movies that are from such a, different era?
So, to be honest, it was because both of them were available in Tubi. You and I are like fans of that platform. Sometimes it has a good selection of movies. So I saw the opportunity to talk about these two movies that I love, both of them. And I wanted to explore, do the versus, because I knew you haven't watched them, so I was curious what was going to be your reaction, and especially because Akira Kurosawa has been such a big influence in modern action filmmaking, and in this movie you can tell why. So
Yeah. I mean, it's the first time I see a movie from Akira Kurosawa, and it was in my to-do list, so I gotta say thanks for that. Just again, to remind our viewers, when we do this versus episode, we go through 6 different battle rounds. And in each, I'll ask Sebas, who nominated this movie, a few questions, and then we agree or not on who's the winner and give a point at the end. We'll sum up with the points and see who comes up first. And with that, Sebas, should we start?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's start with
round one.
Nice. Round one is all about, let's say, the background, the context of each movie, and then, for the story and script, actually. Both movies are long movies. That's something that maybe is important to share with our viewers. Seven Samurai is a movie that takes about 4 hours. It's like 3 hours and something.
Yeah.
It's
with an intermission.
With an intermission, so it's quite an experience. And Magnificent Seven is over 2 hours. Now, which one, Sebas? Which one of these two movies that's like pretty long and very comprehensive in the story that it's telling? Which one do you think does better in telling the story and explaining the job of these warriors risking their lives to save a village that has nothing to offer but food and shelter?
Um, it's interesting because both of them try to focus, take advantage of the time period where they take place. So in the Seven Samurai, basically, is when these Ronin basically are running around the cities, and they can be well, in this case, these are guys that are basically don't have any food, so they basically go work for food because the lords that are the ones that normally hire them are not giving them work. So it's an interesting situation. In the case of the gunslingers in the Magnificent Seven, is basically that they don't have a job anymore. These guys that were, guns for hire, basically, they don't have a job anymore. So I like the social depth in the in the Seven Samurai better, because there is a class difference between the warriors, the farmers, the lords, and they talk about it all the time, and that's why they end in this very dangerous situation, basically. But in the other one, is basically, these are from Mexico. Let's invade the frontier and and defend these guys in the frontier in Mexico.
Yeah.
What about you?
No, I think the setup in Seven Samurai is more I want to say more natural, like it makes more sense. Like you were describing, this is like kind of like post-medieval Japanese society with this
Yeah,
um
basically like the 1400s, something like that. Yeah.
exactly. So it's like it feels like the why there would be a connection between these warriors. Some of them, as we saw in the movie, that have the same, like humble backgrounds, who were farmers at some point and then became samurais. Like why they would like agree to protect them without like a pay. In the Western, I don't know. I didn't quite get the connection. It felt uh, like forced.
A
Like,
little bit forced, yeah.
yeah, I mean, they were making a remake, of course, and they were trying to find a way to justify the same story plot, but it's way tighter in Seven Samurai. So I would give the point to this movie, Sas.
Okay. So this one goes to
Seven Samurai. So
Seven
that's,
Samurai.
yeah.
Okay, let's go to round.
Round two.
Okay, round two is about characters and acting. So we we have two movies that that take a long time to develop their stories. So they're long movies. There's a lot of people coming in and out. So it's a bit tough to follow who's who, especially with the seven samurai, since it's difficult to know the names and follow the faces. But let's look at about when it comes to, let's say, the leader in each of the movies. Uh, in Seven Samurais, Takashi Shimura, who's the eldest of the samurais, and he's the one that actually, is convinced to help the peasants, and then he convinces the other samurais to join. In the Western, in the Magnificent Seven, is Jewel Briner. Famous Jewel Briner. Who do you feel, Sebas? Um, Looked like someone that had gone through, many battles, who was weary of war, and who actually like could take the role of the leader that he was supposed to be in this story.
Takeshi Shimura. Yeah, he did a great job with that performance. You can tell that he basically wants an excuse to die, like dying in battle, and there is we're going to talk about that later, but both of them end in a similar way, and they use the same phrase, but there is like the passion, how he says it at the end is much better. I do want to ask you about in Kukuchijo, played by Toshiro Mifune, and Chico in the Seven Samurai. They combine basically like the young guy as
Mhm.
the other one. and is a key player as well because they are descendants of the farmers and they want to get away from that. What do you think about that?
It was way more clear in Seven Samurai because
Yeah.
they actually, they see it in the way he reacts. I think the acting is very peculiar from this actor like Toshiro Mifune because in a way he's trying to be comedic, like funny, but he's tragic funny. He's not like amusing funny. Like you see someone that has gone through has had a very rough life, and the scenes where they actually get when they all the rest of the samurais like realize that he was a farmer before is a really good scene. It's really powerful.
Yeah, when he describes how the farmers are like that and why they hide the food and everything. Yeah,
Yeah. We didn't get a scene like that in the other one. We
no. He
just kind of
mentioned
like
it at the end a little bit, but and when he especially decides to take off his guns, but yeah.
yeah, but not really. And there's no build up. There's no moment of catharsis. And then like in Seven Samurai, there's also the other scene where he rescues a kid that was the parents of the kid were killed by the bandits, and then he rescues the kid, and then he's holding the kid in the river and saying, "This is me. This is what I was before. Like this kid is me," or something like that.
But
That's
yeah, it
also like
was
that's a
strong.
beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful scene.
Yeah, especially because her mother was speared, and yeah, that was a poor one. Toshiro Mifune is gonna be, if you keep watching some of Akira Kurosawa's movies, you're gonna find him all the time. And
Okay.
Takashi Shimura as well. He's in a couple of his movies. He appears a lot. So, but those are like the two staples from him. So, are we going need to Seven Samurai? Yeah,
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 yeah.
definitely.
I already
Okay.
I already gave it the point.
Okay. Let's go
Let's move
to.
on. Let's move on.
Round 3.
Perfect. So round three is all about visuals and direction. So, um, I feel this one is a tough one. Maybe we'll see how it goes because Akira Kurosawa is someone known for mastering all the natural elements, the movement of the people, the rain, the geography, and he does it very well in this movie. For being a movie from 1950
4.
54. It's amazing. Like the pace of the action scenes and like the consistency of the camera work. I think I read somewhere that it was the first movie where he used multiple cameras uh, to film the same shot, and that allowed him to keep this like constant pace, which was like very not innovative, but at the same time, it still holds as a very good example of cinematography. And the Western one, I mean, the one from the director of Magnificent Seven is John Sturges, is also like classical Hollywood, like classical Western Hollywood, like is like very well done, very well shot. So Sebas, what do you think? Which of the two directors did better on their approach, like the epic Western approach or the epic Japanese samurai approach?
This one is probably the hardest, but I think Akira Kurosawa. I was reading a little bit about the history. I actually have the DVD of this movie, and it has a huge booklet in the Criterion collection, and a lot of influences that he like the way you mentioned, like let's film the same at the same time with several cameras, and you will get a lot of continuity. And filming in the rain, it wasn't basically like it was very risky to do that in the past. He spent almost a year, and he almost bankrupt. Toho was almost bankrupt at the end of this movie because he was making it the way he wanted it, and he was telling the people that no. If they want to recover the money, they have to really finish the movie. So It's an interesting thing because you can tell that he was doing what he wanted in this movie, and
Yeah, it's
it was amazing.
and I mean, it's the first time that you see this type of, storyline that became like so copied over and over
Yeah,
afterwards. It's very original, and I read also that he gave all these very complex and thorough backgrounds to every single character that had speaking lines in the movie. Like everyone has a background, which is also something very abnormal in movies at that time, you know. So he was doing a lot of uh, I don't know. I didn't mind the cinematography from the Magnificent Seven. It was like nice classical Hollywood, but I want to give this point again to Kurosawa.
yeah. I want to give it to Akira Kurosawa as well, and it's not a bad job. I mean, the Magnificent Seven, and John Sturges did a great job. It's just that you could tell that this was Akira Kurosawa's baby, basically.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe like an extra question before we go to the next round. Do you think it does better for Kurosawa to have filmed the movie in black and white? Like does it give the movie like a different type of vibe compared to the early Technicolor that is, the 60s movies that Westerns had back in the day?
I don't know. He always liked to. He's even when he had access to color film, he keep doing it in black and white. He's able to do a lot of with the shadows and the way they are presented, and especially in this case that this basically the city was built for real. So I do believe that the black and white gives it a little bit of an edge. And yeah, in 1954 he could have shot it in color if he wanted, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Let's go with
that's it.
round 4.
Round 4.
So round 4. Now we're into the soundtrack and the overall like musical vibe of the movies. And I think one of the two movies has a more distinct soundtrack, I guess it was.
Yeah. In this one I have to say Magnificent Seven probably gets it because
Yeah,
I like the
yeah.
music in Seven Samurai, and in the intermission I pay attention while I was waiting for it to finish. I didn't fast forward in the Seven Samurai, but yeah, the Magnificent Seven is iconic. I'm not going to deny that. It's a beautiful soundtrack.
Yes.
Okay, soundtrack by Bernstein is just iconic. It's a beautiful soundtrack. It gives it like the edge in those beautiful vistas. When we were looking at the desert in Mexico, I think is worth giving it to that. And I don't mind the one from Akira Kurosawa. It's just that Bernstein did an amazing job.
Yeah, I agree. No, let's give the point to. This is the first point that goes to the Magnificent Seven, by the way. Okay, let's move on to round 5.
Round 5.
Okay, Sebas. So from the two movies, Seven Samurai and the Magnificent Seven, which one do you think? In what movie better? The ending, the famous phrase. No, actually, we already talked about this. Let me ask the other question. So,
No, we
you,
didn't talk about it. We
yeah,
we didn't
we,
say
we, we
the
were,
place.
no, but we said that the ending was done better in Kurosawa. So
Okay,
the
yeah.
farmers one we lost. Maybe like the next one. So about the memorable moments in the movies. And let's say both movies are obviously about the same plot, a villa, like a small town being,
Overrun by
attacked,
bandits,
harassed,
or yeah.
overrun by bandits. So which one do you think was the more intimidating band of bad guys? The hordes that you saw in Kurosawa's Japanese Village, or Eli Wallach's
Our friend Eli
Caldera's
Wallach from Tuco from
Tuco from the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. So and who in this movie in with Magnificent Seven played the character of Calvera. So which of the bad guys did it best?
I actually think in the Magnificent Seven had a better bad guy. We don't know a lot from the other guys. We basically only hear them talking at the beginning of the movie, and one of the farmers he hear them talking about that they're going to attack after the fall, I think. So in this one we see Calvera, and we see his reasoning and why he is the way he is. So it was Eli Wallach knew how to play a bad guy. I'm not going to deny it. In Tuco and in this one, he did a great job.
Actually, he did.
What about you?
Yeah, it's a good point. We got to know more about the bandits in the Magnificent Seven than we did in Kurosawa. In Kurosawa, they were like this unknown mass of,
Yeah, like a force of nature, I think is
yeah.
in one of the articles I read, like they are a force of nature. In this one, they are people. In the
Yeah.
Magnificent Seven, they are people. So
Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
But maybe since the question is which one is the more intimidating, which one was actually the one that you felt, the village was really like, a danger of facing them. So I guess my point is that in Kurosawa, since we didn't really know much about them, but they were just more like like you said, like a tornado, like a storm passing by. I thought it was like scarier,
It was a scarier now that I think about it. Yeah, because they don't even know why they're attacking them. They're just
exactly. They don't have faces. I mean, we see faces, we see people, but I mean, we don't get any much interaction, no backgrounds, no funny speeches, alas, Eli Wallach in the Magnificent Seven. I feel like the point goes better to Kurosawa's.
Okay, yeah, let's get to Kurosawa's.
Perfect. Okay, so that's that, and then we are now moving into the last round. Round 6. So if you are tired on a Sunday afternoon and you actually have close to 4 hours to spare, and you can decide whether you want to spare the 4 hours watching Kurosawa's Seven Samurai, or you want to spare only 2 hours of those 4 hours watching again Magnificent Seven. What's your call? Which one do you choose? Choose?
I actually choose Akira Kurosawa. I think you can learn a lot about filmmaking and good storytelling from that movie alone. Yeah, it's incredible.
Agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I have better things to do with 4 hours than watching this movie again. But I mean, if I would have to make a call, I would definitely do the same as you.
If you have to choose,
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. So now
we have a
very clear winner.
And the winner is...
The winner is Seven Samurai by Akira Kurosawa from 1954, the Japanese epic about samurais protecting a village of peasants, of poor farmers, from this never fully seen force of nature that is a band of bandits attacking them. So that's the winner of this episode of Versus.
Yeah, it was a great movie. I really enjoyed it. I know it was hard to put you to watch 5 hours of movies, 5.5 hours of movies, but I think it was worth it. And now you can take one from your bucket list, basically.
No, and totally. And maybe for our viewers, a recommendation that Sebastian made, or like a recommendation, like some advice I got from Sebastian to watch Kurosawa Seven Samurai. If you don't want to do like the full like 3.5 hours or 3 hours and whatever minutes, like straight, like just do it in blocks of an hour about. And actually, it doesn't feel bad. Like you do get like basically like 3 different acts, like in the movie. Even though there's like one intermission in the middle, there's actually like 3 moments, 3 acts, like the finding of the samurais, like the whole, search by the peasants in the city, and then you get to see the background of all the samurais. That's like about an hour. Then the other hour is the arrival in the town and the preparations and the training of the peasants to defend themselves. That's about an hour. And then the next is the all the battles and the final climax, and then the ending, which is actually really really beautiful.
Yeah, I do believe that this movie has been so influential. I mean, there is a Pixar movie based on this. A Bug's Life is basically a retelling of Seven Samurai. Uh,
One of my favorite movies from the 80s, Three Amigos, is a
it's a retelling of this,
it's a
basically.
retelling
Yeah.
of the Magnificent Seven, which is a retelling of Akira Kurosawa Seven Samurai. There you go.
Yeah, and I think movies like Assault on Precinct 1-3 basically is also like a retelling of these, or things like The Thing also have that, a little bit of that in their DNA, like people in a close environment, building protection or building barriers to to keep the monster outside. I think there is a lot of influence in these movies that we can learn from. Okay, everyone, thank you very much. As Pablo mentioned at the beginning, please subscribe, like, review the podcast. That helps us. That helps us get more people and build the community. We really want to build this community, and we're always looking for suggestions for new versus and the podcast that we do on Friday. Till next time, keep jamming about movies.
Until next time, thanks everyone.